Hello everyone, and welcome back to coverage of Grand Prix Sao Paulo for the MSEM format. I'm Caillou, and today we're going to be watching this round 4 black-red mirror, but both very different black-red decks. At the top here we have Boofenshmirtz, who is on black-red discard aggro. He's going to be starting off by playing Madcap Mercenary, discarding Putrid Lurker. Putrid Lurker is one of the reasons that this deck is so discard-focused, because you can use cards that otherwise have discard as a steep cost, like Madcap Mercenary, to turn the card disadvantage into actual card advantage. On the other side of the table, we have FifthDragon, who is playing a very different black-red deck in black-red Villainy. So Villainy is probably one of the most iconic cards in MSEM. It's a powerful control win con that allows you to stabilize and get recurring card advantage, especially versus creature decks like Boofenshmirtz. But the question is, will Fifth be able to actually get under what Boofenshmirtz, sorry, let me rephrase that. I think Boofenshmirtz can easily get under what Fifth is doing, so has to be careful here. Fifth opening up with a turn 1 Shardstone Rift, untapped, but I don't know why they would do this and then not also play the Dark Bargain. I guess the thought is, or maybe they just want to do it untapped to pretend to have Exant and then fetch up a black-red duel, a non-pain duel. I could see that, but then you could also do that next turn, potentially, with Swamp into that. Okay, it's actually, it's going to get Corpse Sped. That makes sense. I was hoping to, that actually makes a lot of sense, because I was hoping to, hold on. Okay, yeah, so it has the Corpse Bed, exiles Ambitious Necro and the Putrid Lurker, so no recursion for you, says Fifth. Also, Boofenshmirtz not hitting another land. This is a bit of a risky keep, and I don't think that you want to switch in Hugo on a double Ombradu hand, or a single Ombradu hand. I think with this Ombradu Goliath hands, you want to just be able to throw out your entire hand of 1-drops and then Windmill Slam and Ombradu on turn 3. So Boofenshmirtz does get a land in the form of Rousing Rubble, but it does enter tapped. So for now, it's just going to throw out the Scorch. I'm surprised. I actually feel like Boofenshmirtz should run out the Ambitious Necro first, because then could recur the other Ambitious Necro off the Sabotage trigger, which is it's just a sequencing thing. You get one more creature out of it. Especially with Fifth having Exant as a card, so where Exant is essentially instant speed, Innocent Blood. Each player sacrifices a creature. So, as one of the main removal spells in Fifth's deck, being able to blank one more copy of that is very powerful. Boofenshmirtz still not hitting a third land here, though I think you could justify going Unquenched Greed. Yeah, Unquenched Greed. Another Ombradu Goliath is just gas. You discard Ambitious Necro and Hugo, play this land, Windmill Slam double Ombradu Goliath. Even with the Villainy and a full clutch, I don't think Fifth has any way of getting out of that. And Boofenshmirtz discards the Shardstone Rift and the Ambitious Necro. I think that this is a really bad play. Hugo is super snipeable by Villainy before he can grow, and Ombradu, and if you're not going to play Hugo this turn, why not just keep double Ombradu? Double Ombradu guarantee, it doesn't, okay, fine, it doesn't guarantee it, but unless your opponent has 2 targeted destruction spells, you basically just win. Okay, Fifth with kind of a hard choice here. I think Fifth kind of has to play a land, rend to deal 1 damage to Ombradu Goliath. Oh no, doesn't actually have enough mana, Yeah, so you rend, deal 1 damage to Ombradu Goliath, fetch up a land, cast Hugo, then use Ren's ability, and then exile it to destroy Ombradu Goliath, and then you still take 3 from the Madcap Mercenary. Oh, and actually when you cast Rend, you can actually, you can point the Villainy trigger at the Madcap Mercenary, so that clears Boofenshmirtz's board. So that does save Fifth a lot of grief here, and is also another reason that Boofenshmirtz should have kept the other Ombradu, because Fifth wouldn't have been able to answer double Ombradu. So yep, starting off with the Rend, and then Rend is hitting Goliath, and the Villainy trigger is going to take out Madcap Mercenary. Yep. I will say one thing I like is when I think Rend is a card that is kind of tricky to use. And I think that, like, I like it when there are use cases of, like, designers can use, because Fifth actually designed Descent from the Highlands, a set which Rend is from. So I like it when designers put in these naturally tricky to use cards and then find a way to make use of them, like, later on down the road. Like, obviously it's a much different dynamic if there's a card that's, like, very pushed and then the designer uses it and it's like, well, you made it push in the first place. But that's an I like how in MSEM the designers are, like, a lot more measured in their approach. Yeah. Oh, Fifth fetching up another swamp. Is Fifth just going to slam another Villainy here? No, okay, he's going to get Bloodjade Prophet, hitting Puppeteering, Dark Bargain, Lavatorn Fields. Do you want... I think you want the Lavatorn Fields, but not any of the rest of these. I think that Fifth playing Bloodjade Prophet here was actually kind of troll. Like, yeah, I'm not sure why you wouldn't just play the Hugo and kill the Ambradu Goliath. Because you have ample stabilization tools. Ample stabilization tools. And if Boofenshmirtz had, like, a single burn spell here, they could just kill your Bloodjade Prophet, swing for lethal, you're just dead. So this feels like it's a line that's leaving Fifth open to a lot more... Like, yeah, it just feels like a bad line. Okay, Boofenshmirtz going to drop the Hugo of the Shadow Staff, swing in with the Ambradu. Bloodjade Prophet will be able to chump here. And then, okay, Fifth loses 1 life and draws a card because of Villainy. Gets a Duress, not very useful here. It is a free Villainy trigger, though. But this turn, I think if you're Fifth, you probably play Villainy, point it at Ambradu. No, actually, you have Rend. So at Fifth can... Oh, wait, never mind. I changed my mind. Fifth, I think the best line then is Fifth plays Rend, deals 1 damage to Ambradu, exiles Hugo... Or sorry, kills Hugo with Villainy. Then plays Duress, Villainy trigger at face, exiles the other Rend, killing Ambradu Goliath. And then Boofenshmirtz still has Rousing Rubble, but you can deal with that at a later turn. So yeah, once again, going to Rend the Ambradu Goliath, kill Hugo, draw a card, gets a 3rd Villainy. If Fifth manages to live through this Ambradu, we'll definitely manage. Oh, and it's going to Unearth. Oh, can get back the Bloodjade Prophet, yeah. I think, yeah, and it's a 1 mana black spell, so you still get to Rend. So, and then exiles Rend to kill Ambradu Goliath. And now Bloodjade Prophet ETB trigger. Let's see what we're getting here. Okay, Unearth, Duress, Dark Bargain. I think you can take the Dark Bargain or the Duress for free because you essentially even out the life by the Villainy triggers they give you. So it's not taking the Unearth or the Duress, but is eyeing the Dark Bargain. Looks like is going to take the Dark Bargain. Ambradu should be in grave because of the Rend exile trigger. Okay, and then Fifth casts the other Dark Bargain. Now we can start going face, and this is kind of a bad situation for Boofenshmirtz. They do have the Rousing Rubble, but they don't have the 4th land to be able to activate it. And Unquenched Greed doesn't really help here because, again, it's card negative, so whatever you draw, you'll also have to discard. It could be useful if Basil draws into a Putrid Lurker, but other than that, it's kind of sketch. So yeah, Basil just going to pass right there. Meanwhile, on the untap, Fifth has more than lethal. Swings in with Bloodjade, and then with this Villainy can just... Oh, is Fifth going to cast... Okay, yeah, Fifth casts another Villainy, shocks face, and then can cast Duress, and then deal another 4 to face, and then swing in with Bloodjade for lethal. So yep, swings with the Bloodjade. And main 2, Duress, double Villainy face. That's it. And this is kind of a tragic game because, again, I think Boofenshmirtz could have won this game 1 if they just kept the 2nd Ambradu Goliath. But they ended up discarding it, and without that, they didn't have they didn't have another threat that couldn't be killed by a single Villainy trigger. And that ended up being their downfall. And if they just played out double Ambradu in that 1 turn, Fifth would have just been dead on the untap, because Fifth could kill Madcap, could kill, if they'd gone for the Hugo line, could have killed 1 Ambradu Goliath, but then at that point, Boofenshmirtz would have been able to swing in with the other Ambradu Goliath, Fifth would have been forced to block with Hugo, and then I don't think that Fifth would have drawn into Rend in time before the 2nd Ambradu Goliath just killed them. But yeah, these players doing some quick sideboarding, and we're getting straight into game 2. And Fifth has an opening Villainy again. I think very attractive, but also looking at the rest of the hand, Puppeteering not super great. Seratu Flamebinder as an early blocker is pretty fine. And Fifth deciding to keep, I think the idea is you have your lands, you have a Villainy, what more do you need in life? You can draw into other stuff. Oh, also, yeah, having access to Hugo as a first mate definitely makes this hand much better because you can just swap out a land and be fine with it. You just like swap out the Wayfarer Shrine. Or actually, yeah, you do swap out the Wayfarer Shrine. Yeah, I think it's a little bit more awkward now because you can't curve turn 1 Seratu, turn 2 Hugo, turn 3 Villainy without a crumbling precipice. So this Seratu is probably going to be coming down later. It's likely that Fifth is just going to go turn 1 Swamp, turn 2 Lavatorn, Hugo, turn 3 Villainy. Meanwhile, looking at the other end of the table, Basil once again does have an Ombridu. Has Putrid Lurker but no way to ditch it, so this is a bit of a sus hand, I feel like. You want a lot of 1-drops to complement your Ombridu, which Basil just does not have right now. And an Ignition Ritual top deck is very good for Fifth. Obviously, having to pay life versus aggro can sometimes be a bit of a problem, but as a flexible wipe that can also kill an Ombridu if you really need it, it gets the job done. Onyx Ritualist coming down from Boofenshmirtz. I'm kind of surprised about this bring-in. I feel like, again, you want to maximize your speed and you want to minimize the number of threats you have that die to a single Villainy trigger. Onyx Ritualist is far more of a anti-storm card. That I feel like it's not a card that you board in versus decks which are looking to go over you. It's for decks that are trying to race you, like Jeskai Prowess or other stuff like that. But yeah, this is increasingly looking like a pretty iffy keep for Basil, and it's looking like it might just be easy money for Fifth. Draws 2 games in a row the double natural Villainy, and Hugo's coming down on turn 2. Basil does have the Scorch for this, but doesn't have any way to answer the Villainies once they start coming down, and is only drawing more lands. Like, again, you're an aggressive deck. You don't want to be drawing this many lands, especially since you can't, they're free, but you can't play multiple lands in a turn, so you can't exactly accelerate out your Ombridu this way. So yep, Basil just going to drop the Scorch to kill Hugo, and then pass. Next turn can probably play out land, Onyx Ritualist, Ombridu, and I say that because, no, they'll be drawing an additional card. So they'll need another 1-drop I think, next turn for this to actually be profitable. Meanwhile, Fifth is just going to Windmill Slam the Villainy, and then can slam Villainy number 2 next turn, plus the Seratu Flamebinder. Okay, Madcap Mercenary is kind of the perfect top deck. You play Madcap, discard Putrid, free cast Putrid Lurker, and then you can play Ombridu, because then you'll have 2 cards in hand. You'll draw a third on upkeep. It is a little risky because it opens you up to, if they have an instant speed, if they have like Exent or something, you do get kind of domed. Is Puppeteering instant? Puppeteering is instant, so it will just kill the Ombridu on upkeep. So it's a little bit of a riskier play, but I think from Boofenshmirtz's perspective, it's probably the right one. So yeah, he's going to Madcap, Putrid Lurker. Oh, but tapped the Crumbling Precipice for Madcap, so it doesn't have another black for Ombridu. So he's just going to pass. Next turn, though, can dump their entire hand. Onyx Ritualist, land, Ombridu. But will it be too late to combat double Villainy? Especially since Fifth now has Villainy, and then can just Dark Bargain and kill both of, or can essentially deal 6, gain 6 this turn. You play Villainy. Off of the first Villainy, you just kill Madcap Mercenary. Then you play Dark Bargain, shoot Madcap Mercenary with 1, shoot Face with the other. This is solidly Fifth's game at that point. See up, fetches up a BR Duel, and is actually going to play, he can play Puppeteering because the Putrid Lurker died. So he's going to Puppeteer back. Oh, it's any graveyard. So is able to actually grab Boofenshmirtz's Putrid Lurker to prevent them from reviving it. I thought it's only your graveyard, so Fifth is just going to grab back Hugo. But yeah, Puppeteering grabs back the Putrid Lurker, kills Madcap Mercenary, hit Boofenshmirtz's face. Now, of course, the only problem here is the Ombridu, which is going to be coming down as a 13-13. So Onyx Ritualist coming down, and then Ombridu it's coming down as a 9-9, sorry, because Basil still has that 6th land in hand. Can Fifth find enough triggers to actually kill an Omberdew? Well, double Dark Bargain is a good start. That's 8 damage on its own, and then you just need to. Actually, yeah, that's 8 damage on its own, and then you just Ignition Ritual. Ignition Ritual for 1 to kill the Onyx Ritualist as well. Alternatively, actually, no, wait, you start with Ignition Ritual X equals 1 to kill the Onyx Ritualist so that you don't take more damage, and then you Omberdew. Okay, so it's still going to take... it's still not going to gain as much life as they could have because of the Onyx Ritualist, but yeah, Dark Bargain coming down, double shocking the Omberdew. Dark Bargain number 2 coming down, marking 4 more damage on the Omberdew. And now, Ignition Ritual X equals 1, and then you just Villainy trigger face. Or actually, doesn't even have to pay any life because you can point 1 Villainy trigger at Omberdew and the other Villainy trigger at Onyx. I was paying 5 life to Ritual. Why? Oh, I guess wants all of the Villainy damage, but like you still don't need to pay 5 life to Ignition Ritual to kill. Did Fifth forget that Omberdew is a 9/9 right now and not a 13/13? I think so. And then draws 2 cards off the Villainy triggers, and still has Dark Bargain up as card advantage. Meanwhile, Basil is down to a single measly 1/1 and nothing else. I guess they do have the Rousing Rubble, so they can't animate that now. So swing in for 4, but Fifth can again. That's a single black non-creature. Immediately gains Fifth all of that life back. Fifth going to crack the Dark Bargain, and I think this is what they were digging for. Any sort of instant speed black spell is what they were digging for, because they can use that to just kill the Rousing Rubble. Okay, sacks the other Dark Bargain, drawing into another Dark Bargain. I think you can just go Seratu Flamebinder, pay up Dark Bargain, and then hold up Rend. Oh wait, no, they don't even need to. Fifth just has enough black non-creatures to just kill Boofenshmirtz right here. Doesn't even need to worry about the Rousing Rubble. So yeah, just goes pay up, Rend, Dark Bargain, and 12 face. And with that, FifthDragon takes that black-red mirror 2-0. And I think the thing is, just Boofenshmirtz's deck is super explosive when it has the chance and when it can get under Fifth. But if you keep clunky hands and if Fifth draws that double Villainy, it's all over. Like, Villainy's ability to just stabilize yourself is so huge, especially versus creature-based lists. But yeah, and I think that, like, Fifth's innovation on the... Like, Fifth has been playing black-red, like, the black-red mid-rangey version for a while now. There's also a black-red more tempo-y version that was piloted by Aggro to some GP finishes. But with the addition of Hugo to the format recently, Fifth kind of reconfigured their version, and I think it looks like it's a pretty strong contender. So yeah, I think good games to both of these players. And until next time, this is Caillou signing off.